Hey everyone, Alex here. In this video, I'm going to show you 2 easy ways to remove duplicates in Excel. Let's dive in. So I've got some test data here, which is just a bunch of rows of customer transactions where they may have purchased the same item multiple times on different dates. So for example, if we look at Hannah here, she purchased a mouse on August 15th, and she also purchased one on December 19th. And for my particular use case here, I just want to remove all of the previous purchases and only keep the most recent purchase of a specific item for a person. So you can immediately see that this is going to a place where we need to identify duplicates and remove them. So I'm going to show you 2 quick ways on how you can achieve this. One is a little bit more simple and ad hoc. The other one is a little bit more powerful and long-term if you're doing this often. So let's go to item number 1. So for this method, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to convert our data into a table. And it's super easy to do that. All you have to do is select your data. I'm going to hit Control+A, which will automatically intelligently select my data. You can also, manually select it by dragging or clicking the columns. I'm gonna hit Control+A, click up Insert here at the top, and then click on Table. It'll ask if my table has headers. It does, because we have customer name, item, purchase date at the top, and I'll click OK. So now it's converted it to a table. And the reason that's useful is because tables automatically allow some data manipulation, and they allow us to sort the rows. So the particular requirement of this, if you'll remember, was that we only want the most recent purchase from each person. If I sort the purchase date, let's say by A to Z, then if I look down here, Hannah has 2 mouse purchases on August 15th, and then below that she has a mouse purchase on September 19th. So I actually want it sorted the opposite way. So I'm going to go Z to A. Now we've got the ones we want at the top, so looking at that. And the reason this is important is because once we remove the duplicates, it's just going to keep the first one. And if we didn't sort it by the dates here, it wouldn't keep the most recent transaction. It would just keep the most recent one it found in the table. Now to remove the duplicates, it's actually really easy. All you have to do is go to Data and then click on Remove Duplicates at the top here. To remove the duplicate values, we want to select the columns that actually contain the duplicates. For us, that's going to be customer name and item. We don't want purchase date for this because we just want the most recent row to remain. So if I go ahead and click OK, we'll see that Excel removed 19 duplicate values. Let's take a quick sanity check to see if it did what we wanted. Here we can see Hannah has the mouse on December 19th, and we don't see any other ones. And it also looks like some of the other rows were properly set up, and I can only see one of each type, which means I think that all the duplicates were indeed removed. All right, so this second method is a little bit more involved, but it's also a lot more powerful and will actually let you automate this so you don't have to do anything manually in the future. This is great if you have a ton of data, you have files coming in every day, or it's just a cumbersome process to always have to use the table method. The way we're going to achieve that is through PowerQuery. And it sounds a little bit scary, but I promise you it's actually really easy. So just like in the previous method, the first thing you're going to do is hit Control+A to select all your data. And then I'm going to go over to the Data tab here and click on Get Data. This just tells Excel that we want to do some more kind of fancy data manipulation. And there's all these different options. You could select it from a CSV file if you had it, or another workbook. But since we already have it in this Excel, I'm just going to say from other sources and from table. So I'll go ahead and click that. Yes, it's all right here. My table does have headers. And then I'm going to click OK. And now this will pop up another window. It popped up on my other screen here, so I'm just going to drag it over. It'll pop up another Power Query editor window. And this looks a little bit overwhelming and scary, but the only thing you really need to know about Power Query is on the right here, you're just defining a recipe. Just like you're baking a cake, you're saying what steps do I want Power Query to automatically take on this data every time it runs? And we'll walk through it step by step. So the first thing we want to do is let's just sort everything. That's always usually a good idea when you're doing Power Query. So I'm going to click Sort Descending for customer name. So we've got all the customer names. You can see when I did that, it applied a new step, sorted rows. That just means each time it's going to run these steps. So let's do the same thing for item, sort descending. And then finally for purchase date, sort descending. And you might be like, why did we do that? The reason is, again, we only want to keep the most recent transaction row. So if we didn't sort that, for example, for Hannah here, it might keep this 815 row when we only want this 1219 one. So now we've got everything sorted. We can see in the applied steps. How do we actually remove the duplicates? Well, that's not too bad. So it's really easy to do that. All you have to do is click on Remove Rows and then click Remove Duplicates. But, oh shoot, that didn't work. That didn't do what we expected. Let's take a look and figure out what happened. It looks like it did remove the duplicates, but it only kept each customer name one time. So let's click X here just to remove that step, and that'll go back to the previous one. And I think I know what the problem is. Instead of just removing on the customer name, we also want the item to be part of the duplicate. So I'm going to select both of these rows. And the way I do that is just by holding Control and clicking on item. So I can select them both at the same time. Then if I click remove rows, let's try that again. And now let's try removing the duplicates. Okay, so this does look a lot better, but I'm noticing a little problem. While it did only keep, individual rows and remove the duplicates, it didn't keep the latest purchase date, which is, what I wanted, what the goal of this task was. And I think I know why. The reason for this is that even though I did the sorting in this previous step, and it looks like, for example, for Hannah Mouse, it should grab the 1219 one, it didn't. It only grabbed the 815 one. And the reason for that is there's a little bit of a quirk with PowerQuery where it uses the original source loading whenever you remove duplicates. So we need a way to force it to actually use the same view that we have in here from the top down so that it only grabs the most recent row. And it's actually not that hard to fix. The way that we're going to do this is by adding a buffer. It sounds a little bit intense or scary, but all the buffer does is it says load this view into memory so that the next step in PowerQuery will be forced to use that view instead of the original source view. So we're just going to add one little step between sorted rows and remove duplicates that basically forces it to use a buffer. The way we're going to do that is just by going to Advanced Editor up here. All we have to do is press enter and make a new row here between the sorting and the remove duplicates. And we're going to create a new little variable. So hit the hashtag or the number assign key, hit quotes, and I'm going to call it buffered. This is just naming a variable. And I'm going to say that equals table.buffer, which is a pre-made function. And we're going to use the variable from the previous step, the sorted rows. So I'm just going to hit tab to autocomplete when it detects that. And then, we've got to also make sure we change this next one to use that new buffer instead of the previous sorted rows. So I'm just going to type in buffered here. Got to make sure I add a comma there for the syntax, and this looks all good. So the only thing I've changed, just to reiterate, is instead of using this sorted rows one, I'm telling PowerQuery, force that into buffer memory because we did the sorting. We want you to respect it. And now use that respected buffering to remove the duplicates. And I'm going to hit done. We're going to see on the right here, it basically inserted that new applied step that we made. And immediately I can see that it looks like it respected our sorting. And now we're getting the proper most recent purchase date. So I know that seemed a little bit confusing, but it's not too bad. Now you can hit close and load. And once you do that, it will create a new tab here at the bottom. It's called table 6 for me. And here's our data. It's all cleaned up. It looks great. The one thing you should note about PowerQuery is that you do need to refresh the data. So let's say, this source data changed, something happened, you got new data. All you have to do is hit refresh, but you don't have to do it manually either. You can right click on this querying connection on the side too, hit properties, and maybe you want it to refresh every time you open the file or every 60 minutes. So super powerful. All you have to do is set this up once. It can be a very, very complicated quote unquote recipe, and it'll just work all the time. So highly recommend it. Very, very cool. Hope you all enjoyed, and thanks for listening.